tighten it up. They say that you been wildin' too much. It's cause a nigga never had much. Well, welcome to camp, come up. Where we about to change all that up. Say welcome to camp, come up. Where we about to change on these fucks. Know that I've been down on my luck. Well, now I'm about to tighten it up.
It's CGE Randy.
It's a robbery.
Party going on next door. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry y'all caught me. You know what I'm saying? Universal Underground Radio Network proudly presents the Underground Show with the delegates on the Underground. You got Boss in the building.
Yeah.
With the longest delay ever. And of course, y'all done caught me slipping. So, you know what I'm saying? You guys can see Leo's in the building. And we making it happen. You know what I'm saying? Topic right now, the show that we doing. And shout out to all the artists, you know what I'm saying, who have sent in their music. And you can also, if you're an upcoming artist, be sure to send in your music at Universal Underground Radio Network. That's all one word, all lowercase. Excuse me. See, I've been working too hard. It's Universal Underground Radio Net, N-E-T, just N-E-T at gmail.com. And that again, for those of you who want to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, I'm not messing up my thing, is Universal Underground Radio Net, that's N-E-T, at gmail.com. And send it in MP3 format. And please try to add something about yourself, who you are, where you're from. That way you can be a featured artist on the show, and we can go from there. Oh my goodness. Now, I'm sorry, I got to get this. See, I'm getting old, y'all. Y'all have to excuse me. All right, so, Boss Man. Going on to the show, man. What we got next about this this HOA, man, to continue this topic?
All right, so one thing that I was coming across in the notes that was very interesting, it said to watch for under management.
Under management. So what exactly is under management? What are we talking about with that?
Basically, it could be where no one really cares about maintaining the bylaws of HOA. So in other words, you may be in a community where you can wash your car in the driveway. I'm always say that, y'all, because I can't believe that you can't do that. And you can park your car in the back of your house and park your car back there. And this is the trippy part about it. For them to be able to dictate what color shutters you gotta have, and the part when you saying about the grass, which is, but I've seen some mess up grass too now. So I mean, you want to kind of keep everything in uniform order, but as far as the under management, it kind of goes the same thing with someone renting a house or apartment. Something gets broken or it's not working anymore. You just want someone to come check it out just to be sure that it's operating properly. You want someone qualified to come through there. And if you have management that doesn't really care what goes on, what happens, then what are we really paying the HOA for?
And that's the good question. And even to and understand, we're not trying to beat up on the HOA, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of good HOAs that do a lot of good things. For example, just like how you were saying, the shutters and the type of shutters and everything like that. I don't know if some of y'all probably are familiar with this, some are not. You have treated types of wood. You have treated wood, you have non-treated wood, you have wood that's, that's basically outside type of wood where it due to the environment and the weather, It won't rot as easily. It won't get termites as easy. And for them to be in an organization that it's like, okay, look, if you're gonna live here, you can't just buy any type of wood because now you might create a serious problem. I mean, that is fairly reasonable. You know what I'm saying? That is very reasonable. I mean, my biggest thing is, having the right to do versus a dictatorship or a payola system. I am strongly against especially when it comes down to HOAs. There are some that abuse their authority and power as dictatorships. For example, in the 1960s and the 1950s and things like that, during segregation times and everything like that, in the form of HOAs, they use HOAs to prevent certain minorities from actually living in a community. Now, they done got approved from the bank, this, that, and the third, bought their house, and now they're coming and they're attacking and harassing the actual homeowners through the HOA. Okay? I have another form of it where, and this happened to a close friend of mine with the grass situation. Okay? Now, he's off on Saturday. So, of course, like most normal people, who have a Monday through Friday, a 9 to 5, they cut the grass on Saturday. Okay. He then learned, and through so many fines and everything else, that they have a preferred lawn care service that cuts everybody's grass and gives the HOA's community a discount because they work the neighborhood. Now, they charge $120 a month to maintain the lawn care of one property. So the HOA has a contract with them exclusively that was voted on to basically cut everyone's grass. Now, my friend, he wasn't there or in the community before all this was agreed upon or even discussed. But now, if he don't go with this preferred thing, then he has to cut his grass himself on Tuesday. But how is he going to do that when he's working during these hours? Then let's strip you out even more. When he was able to do it and get somebody out there to cut it, there was a complaint and he got fined because the grass wasn't the right length. In the complaint formally signed by the HOA and the president of the HOA, that the grass was cut a couple of inches low and is unhealthy for the glass, making it easier to get fungus and not treated. And when the grass die out, it could, since everyone's grass is connected, it can create a problem for the community due to not fertilizing, overwatering, so on, and etc. Validating the complaint of this person. To where basically, for those of you who still haven't caught on, he was forced to now pay this yard care company who has the agreement to service this community who are with the HOA, preferably. I'll even give you this even as a tidbit more. Even down to your cable company. Some people have cable, some people have dish. There are in the bylaws certain ones that the community and HOA have agreed upon that everybody can have this, not this. They don't service the community.
That's why you go buy your home in the country. And you don't have to worry about none of that.
I mean, it's even bad. I mean, it's worse. I mean, you know, this is a hip hop channel. You know what I'm saying? This is a hip hop station. This is a hip hop network. This is a hip hop show. So I'm gonna tell you how the Stephen ties into hip hop. You have the artist T.I., which y'all probably have heard about, you know, in recent events. He had a problem with his HOA, where there was an issue with the guard who, according to T.I., he came up there and the guard was sleeping because T.I., of course, lives in the gated community. He woke the guard up. The guard let him in. And then, according to the T.I., he was trying to, you know, inform the guard like, hey, man, you know, you the guard, how you sleeping, you know, this, that, and the third. The guard had him arrested. They had a little altercation, and allegedly the guard had him arrested. And the community is highly thinking about, or was in the motions of, voting T.I. out of his home.
Now, don't that sound crazy?
I mean, hey, you know what I mean? I wasn't there to know the full scoop, but allegedly that's what happened. You know, I mean, honestly, only thing I've ever seen the HOA do, other than harass people, was do Yard of the Month, and even that was biased. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. I mean, do I think all HOAs are the same? No, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of good HOAs out there, and I think I've seen some communities where there are good HOAs. You know, they do parks, they do sidewalks, they put speed bumps in. And see, that's another thing that a lot of people don't know. HOAs have the right to petition to, you know, the local construction and road sites and, you know, the city, basically, in the county, that, hey, a lot of people are getting hit in the thing. We need a speed bump in the thing, and they have to come out there and they have to do it. You know, so there's power behind it.
I mean, I agree on that because, you know, you have little kids that's playing, you know, and I've seen, even in my neighborhood, I mean, they fly through these neighborhoods like they're on the interstate.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and you got kids playing. So, I mean, when you look at it like that, you know, you do have some HOA that does take care of the community in that aspect. And we're not bashing. You know, we're just saying that,
by all means. We're not bashing. We're not
No.
trying to say that all HOAs are bad and this, that, and the third. What we're trying to merely say is before you buy your house, according to this information, you have the right as a potential buyer to sit in at the HOA meeting. Okay? So, before you buy that house, if you read the bylaws of the HOA, you get a copy and you're like, okay, I still kind of want to feel these people out, you know, and feel this community out and everything. Because basically that's what it's supposed to be, you know, adjusted to. And based upon, it's supposed to be a collective of the community, other homeowners and stuff like that. Listen, you might find out some things about how people feel about you even potentially moving in that community by attending and sitting in on their HOA meeting. Granted, of course, you won't be able to vote and this, that, and the third, but you get a good synopsis of how they really feel and what they really care about. Whether they're being very picky or they just don't care at all. And the only person that is the HOA president is the person that, well, he's just a self-appointed. He really don't care. You know what I mean? Not to bring up old news, but you have to remember that even community security can be a factor of HOAs. They hire these people. And